everyone, Haley here from Crunchy Mama's Wild Tribe, and today I'm going to be talking about meditation. Yesterday I posted a photo on Instagram of my daughter meditating, and I received a lot of good feedback, a lot of people wondering how to begin. Now, I am no expert, but I thought that I would make a quick little video just sharing some tips and tricks that really work well for me. Now, these tips and tricks are going to work well for anybody starting out, but they really work well for people who struggle with anxious thoughts. And after I have shared those tips, I'm also going to share a quick visualization technique that I like to use. And for the mamas out there wondering how to start with their kiddos, I am going to share some tips about that as well. So where to begin? When you are starting meditation, it's very important to pick a distraction-free space, free of noise, free of other people, and even limited lighting. Because I have discovered that when you go and close your eyes and try to visualize, too much light shining through your eyelids can actually make this a very difficult experience. Secondly, you are going to want to find a position that really works well for you. Now, this is all about personal preference. I prefer laying down, usually on my bed, because I'm less likely to get uncomfortable throughout the meditation and have to adjust. And if I do have to adjust, it kind of distracts from the meditation, which is something you don't want to do. But if you prefer to sit up, go for it. Some people prefer to sit up because they're afraid of laying down and falling asleep. After you have found a great space to meditate in, a great position to meditate in, you have to learn breathing technique. Now, there are going to be people out there who tell you, you have to breathe in for 4 seconds, hold it for 3 seconds, breathe out for 4 seconds, or things like that. But honestly, I like to simplify it as much as possible, especially when you're starting out. That's not to say that those techniques aren't beneficial, because they are. But when you're starting out and you're trying to focus on relaxing and visualizing, it's really hard to focus on how long you're breathing for. So what you want to really focus on is taking long, deep breaths, always breathing in through your nose and out through your mouth. Breathe in through your nose until your lungs are full, and out through your mouth until your lungs are empty, and continue that cycle. Just be conscious that you aren't speeding up your breathing and taking quick, shallow breaths, because that can be very anxiety-inducing in itself. Okay, so you have your space, you have your position, and you have your breathing techniques, but your mind is racing. How are you supposed to close your eyes and start meditating? I do something called grounding. And for those of you who have anxious thoughts, you've probably heard a variation of this technique. I look around my space and identify 2 things that I can see, identify 2 things I can smell, and identify 2 things that I can hear. And then I think of 2 positive things happening in my life currently that I am grateful for. And this will not get rid of your anxiety completely, but it will help you get in a better mindset to start meditating, which is very important. Now I'm going to give you guys a visualization technique that I like to use. And as you get more comfortable with meditating, you can really use any technique you want, but this is just sort of an idea of where to start. So close your eyes and visualize a dark storm cloud. Do not get discouraged if you cannot visualize it immediately. It takes some time. Be patient with yourself. Now, this dark storm cloud is going to be your stress, your anxiety, all of those negative things that are plaguing your mind in the given time that you are doing this. And on every exhale, I want you to picture that cloud dissipating, getting smaller, going further and further into the backdrop, and disappearing on the horizon. Give yourself time. It may take a few minutes for it to disappear. And just be conscious that you aren't picking up your breathing, because it can be very tempting to start breathing faster in a hope of blowing the cloud away as fast as you can. Just be patient. Now, once the cloud is as far away as you can blow it and all of the tension in your body has gone with it, it's very important to feel the tension leaving as well. I want you to picture a small sun appear in the background. And instead of focusing on your exhale, you're going to focus on your inhale. And on every inhale, you are drawing the sunlight closer and closer until you are engulfed in the warmth. And And then once you have reached your optimal relaxation and you feel like all the stress is gone and everything is nice and warm, you may open your eyes. Now, depending when you are doing this meditation, if it's nighttime, you can roll over and go to sleep and have an anxiety-free sleep. If it's daytime, you can sit up, give yourself time. Don't feel like you need to rush back into what you're doing. Just get up, be conscious of your breaths, and continue what you're doing. I hope that visualization technique works for a few of you. As you get more and more comfortable with meditating, you can replace these techniques with techniques that are more comfortable or more familiar for you. Lastly, I'm going to talk about teaching meditation to children. Okay, so this is going to require a lot of patience. My daughter is 2.5, and she's still learning every single day, and I am learning also what works best for us. So you're going to want to introduce it to them when they are in a good mood, when they're having a good day and they are willing to listen and participate. Because if you introduce it when they're upset, it's really not going to work. So just practice every day that they're happy. Create a safe space. Teach them this is where we meditate. Yesterday when I posted my picture to Instagram, my daughter was sitting on a pillow. That pillow is where we meditate. You want to make that very clear. Like when you are feeling stressed, when you are feeling like you need to take a deep breath, that is where you go, because children will start to associate certain things to meditation. What you want to do is teach them to know when they need to take a deep breath and offer it to them when they're upset. Don't so much make them go sit there, but offer it to them. Do you think this would be a good time to take a few deep mindful breaths? Do you think this would be a good time to relax a little bit? And after a while, the goal is that they will identify when they need to meditate and when they need to relax. Be patient though, because if you start teaching them as a toddler, it might be a few years until they can identify when they need to go meditate. But just, keep doing it. Teach them their breathing techniques when they are happy. Encourage them to use those techniques when they are upset. And just continue that way. Meditate together. Make it a fun experience. So I hope that this video helped a few people anyways. And best of luck. If you want some guided meditations, which I think can really help, feel free to DM me, send me a message. Tell me what you are meditating for, and I will send you some links to some meditations that I think are awesome. Thanks for watching.